Hello, everybody. Happy holidays. We're working some more on the Winter Wonderland. All right, place our third audio track here. We'll do narration from this point. I got the clip sped up. There we go. Then we'll do a save. Save this part. I already got the 14:52. That's 14 minutes 52 seconds. That's what the length of the clip. I think we're gonna add some more clip to it because it's. I'll have to look at it later. But for right now, this is what we're working on. We've got to work on the sleigh ride. Oh, I'm gonna redo this. Okay, it's redone. No, what I was working on is this front part of the sleigh ride. The building is finished. The interior part of the sleigh ride is finished. Now I'm working on finishing like the main entrance to the ride and kind of tying it all in together to make it like one uniform looked kind of. It's supposed to be a festive theme, so that's what I want the whole area kind of look a little festive. So I'm gonna be putting in some props as soon as I get all the walls and everything lined up and set up. So this was the hard part because I got to try and get that wall in there without it poking through the pathway above it. And I could turn it so it fits that angle, but then I'll throw the rest of the blocks off. So it's kind of like trying to get it to fit in there. Could bring it over a little bit, hide that point there. There we go. See, that fills that in. So it was kind of tricky, but I got it. So then I'm covering the track so that the track's kind of not visible as much as possible, trying to make it look like the sleighs are riding on a snow, like a path of snow. So that's what I'm doing here, just covering the track. And it's at the point that the sleigh will travel over the top of it or look like it, as opposed to being passing through it. So what we call clipping, like clipping through like a wall. Um, a lot of your walls too, if you build them on a pathway, your customers will walk through the wall. So that's why I kind of do my paths, and then I build my walls, trying to keep my walls off the path as much. Even props too, because like they'll walk through the trees, and it kind of takes away from. But it's you don't have to. It's just one of those little details that kind of finish up a park, make it look a little cleaner, neater, and especially if you're doing like walkthroughs, like with customers, and then if you click on all saying they kind of just magically pass through. It's like, oh, gotta fix that. A planter, or anything. You could have like a prop of a car sitting there, and they'll walk through the car because it's in the path. So that's why I like to lay my paths down, know where my paths are, so I'm not putting things in the pathway for the customer to have to try and walk through or walk around. Um, I can't remember. I think when I first started doing this on that other biome, what I had done is I put a little trap door and a little skeleton coming out over, and if you watch the customers coming in, it'll scare them because that's part of that. You get that scare. You see them cringe. Oh, on the entrance of the park. It's supposed to be festive, so I didn't do that with this one. This is strictly um, a winter type theme, using the festive party, everybody having a happy jolly time. Uh, so I'm trying to keep it generic. don't want don't want to kind of make anything kind of marketing stuff. This is all just fiction. The what was that? Street Fox Coffee is fiction. It's fiction, and there's other couple little things in here that look like franchises that uh, you don't really see in real life, but kind of gives you the impression that they could exist. kind of adding to the park, saying, okay, here's a franchise. Now I'm going to build another park over here, and I can use this same franchise shops and stuff like that. Or you can even create your own little shops by renaming them. So, like, for instance, you're selling the beef burgers and stuff like that. Well, you can rename the shop so it's not. And then if you create that little shop, then you can create that shop in every park, and that'd be that franchise. Which is, so you just grab it off your blueprint, bring it in, drop it in. You don't have to rebuild it; it's already built for you. And then you can use other designers' builds that they put in the blueprints for other people to use in their parks. And I've already done that with a couple of my parks. As I brought in a fairy tale looking little square where it had like 3 different shops on it, and it was all built up already, and it looked great and it was perfect. I just went to the blueprint. I said I could use it here. Boom! I got it at the right level so that the paths aren't having to go up staircases to get to the shops, and I just plopped it in and boom, it just fit perfect. There's my voice. That's me good sped up. I get that chipmunk sound to it. But in order to get the videos to fit, sometimes I gotta speed them up because I don't want to always cut all the content out of them and start splitting them up and breaking them up. Which some of them I do because there's like if I'm looking through a menu, seeing it on the screen, it just sits still. There's no, so I could cut those bits out, or the load screens when it's loading to go to a park, or if I want to back out of the park and look at something else. Because I've done that before. I've got a couple parks where I build stuff that I'm not taking up the other park that I'm working on. So I got one where I got different stuff I've built in the park, and then I can just grab that, bring that into where I need it, and plop it in. That's where the blueprint comes in nice, because you can save it to a blueprint. And like I said, you go through the blueprint, there's all kinds of builds that other builders and designers have put in there for, like I said, for us to use, which is pretty cool. I think that's kind of a neat little community there that everybody's willing to say, here, use this if you want, and that's cool, and it's kind of brings the community together a little bit, makes it more of a community as opposed to maybe having posters and making people want to have to buy it. I like building my own stuff though too, so where then the blueprint helps me there because I can save my stuff to the blueprint. I can use it in other parks. Or for instance, there was one park I built where I designed the bathrooms, and that way when I needed a bathroom in an area, I just go to the blueprint, grab it, boom, drop it in, it's already there, and just link it up to the paths, and you've got a facility. Like one, I had a lavatory there. There was a couple of staff facilities there, and it was a complex that I could just grab it, bring it in, set it, path it all together. I think I did that with the Speedway. Yeah, the double tracked park where I had a couple things in there where I could just boom, bring them up, pop them in there, and it looked like a little square right out front of one of the racetracks. And it didn't take much at all because I had already built the one already, saved the blueprint, just brought it in and popped, set it down, and then I was able to move on to something else. So there's different ways of doing stuff here. So my main thing right now is trying to get this done. We're into December already, and I got a good deal of it done. There's a good part. I got some rides. I got stuff. I need a couple more facilities over on the far side there, so when people get over that far, there's stuff for them to do. More benches for people to sit out because that's a long way out. And I think I'll get all this here finished up, and then I'll reopen it because I want to do a walkthrough with the first couple of customers coming through, so I get an idea what the park looks like from a customer's point of view. Right now I got the sleigh ride running, but it's on test mode, so we got crash test dummies riding in the sleigh, and I don't foresee any crashing, so it's they can take the day off and just enjoy the ride. So I think it looks pretty cool, to tell you the truth. I like it. So and that's that little building I built to tie in with Foxy's building, and I've got it's like a storage building. I think it puts a few things inside, and so then I'll see right there. So line it up, bring it, boom, drop it in place. See, and then if I bring it up too far, then the sleighs kind of pass through it instead of passing over the top of it. So it's kind of like a fine line to get it just the way without revealing the track too much, but yet I can't go too far, so don't. But it's a ride. It's supposed to be like that, I guess, you know, in a real world type situation. But that's like when I put in the first platform, the ground wasn't always level there, so that's you're trying to cover up some of the. Oh, I'm gonna have to put some more clips in this. We've got. All right, we found some more clips, and I brought them in, and I got them sped way up so we can fit it in that 14-minute, 39-second slot. But I did a lot of work here recently on the pathway, the sleigh ride track, covering it up, kind of making it look like that it's snow that it's running on and not a track. So it takes a little bit to get all the pieces lined up, especially on curves when you're working with straight pieces and trying to make it look like it's curving around. And it takes a little bit. You can do it. Then you can go back and hide little missed things like with snow and snowmen and lampposts and props, and you fill it in and make it look like it's actually an amusement park. Oh, I think it's looking good though. Actually, it's not my first park, but it's my first park kind of combining a lot of different elements into it and having an actual theme, like a festive theme, using the snow and the different props that you can use to create different looks. And I kind of started with using gingerbread as a foundation, and that's what I've been working with. Castle wall with gingerbread type roofs. Well, I like it though. I think I've done a pretty halfway decent job. But it's helped though, because before I bought the game, started playing Planet Coaster, I watched video after video of designers and builders and some of the stuff they were doing, and it's like some of the things that they did to create. I can do that because I used to do it in Roller Coaster Tycoon. Loopy landscapes and stuff was one of the add-ons for that, and once I got I could change different colors and different looks of the panels and stuff like that. I built some neat, but it kind of that computer that I had it on kind of finally stopped working after a while, and it's hard to find that game now, and it just I'll stick with Planet Coaster. It's very similar with a little bit better graphics. I'll make this quick. From Phil Edengrids, thank you everybody. Happy holidays. I gotta make room for the next clip. We'll see you there.